guys, welcome back to the channel. How are you? So I'm Ella Chris, as you might already know, and I am soon going to study psychology. So today we are exploring another relationship topic because recently I've been asked a lot of questions about that and I've heard a lot of stories. So I want to give you my experience, my mistakes, and the mistakes of other people I heard and what they've done so that they could cure themselves or help themselves. But of course, we're gonna explore some psychological topics very soon. Topic of today's video is who is more important, my girlfriend, boyfriend, or my friend? And when does that change? So let's explore that really fast. But first of all, we will be talking about the difference in friends. So, first of all, there is a difference between friends and friends, and I think we've all had all those types of friends, right? Let's say you had like a childhood friend, but you don't see them anymore. I mean, you don't have any contact with them. Then you have like childhood friends that you're still friends and they feel like family and you see them like all the time. We have friends that we met like recently, so and I mean, okay, we're friends, we go out sometimes, but it's not like we get into very deep conversations. We are just enjoying our company. So it's like, yeah, but not that big of a connection, right? Then we have like friends that we met recently, but we feel like family. I mean, they're kind of going equal with our childhood friends. And we are like, I don't know, we vibe a lot, like on every topic. We don't know each other from such a long time, but we already know our minuses, our like advantages, disadvantages. It's like you feel very super cool. And so basically, as you can know, these friends, they don't take a lot of place in our daily life. Or we don't even, maybe we might think about them, like the first category, we might think about them, we might say, oh, I had a childhood friend named Christina. I'm just inventing names. But we haven't seen each other since we were 5. I mean, I might meet her the next day, like tomorrow, but it's not like I'm gonna tell her all my history about everything, right? And then we have like the childhood friends that we see every single week, at least once, and we feel like they're our family. Okay, and let's put them on the circle of friends. Let's say, let's divide this into, this is 100%, right, of your friend, and how much energy actually you have to spend on them. Well, on the first category, we already said that you don't spend that much energy. You might think about them, but not that much. The childhood friends, well, they take a lot, like, of your, this big chunk, they would take it. So that's for your childhood friends. Then for the friends that you go out, you enjoy yourself, but it's not like you get that meaningful connections, well, they will get just a part of it. They will get this part of it. Then the friends that you recently met that you're still exploring and that you but you do have meaningful connections with, well, I think, in my opinion, they do get kind of they have to get the same attention as your childhood friends, but a little bit less. That depends, first of all, where you are. I mean, if your childhood friends are in another country, of course you can't see them as often as you see the other friend. uh and you can't give them that much of attention except like texting or calling once a month, and vice versa. If you're recently friend, you change country, you go to see your friend that you had as a child again, well, they they get kind of a priority because they are in the country you are. I'm just speaking out of experience here on that energy, and I like this part should be lived for you because you're you're your best friend. Okay, you'll be the only solution over the problem that you will ever have, so you get the biggest chunk to get your energy too. In every circle that I do, I recommend this. So childhood friends and friends that you recently met but you have deeper connections are the most important in your category. Okay, but where if I have those friends and now I have a boyfriend, what happens? Well, here's what happens. It's pretty simple. As we said, your childhood friend, your recently met friend that you feel but like family, you and the boyfriend or girlfriend, right? So those are kind of the four main people that you have in this circle right now. Let's draw the circle, okay? So who should get the most attention? Of course, if you look at the board, you say, uh, depends on your attachment style. You will probably say either your boyfriend or girlfriend because you're meeting them right now, you want to meet them. That's quite anxious. Your recently met friend because you also need them. That's also anxious. Attachment style. We're gonna talk about attachment styles in another video. Close friends because well, you have to be there for them because they're like family. No. You should be focused on you first and not as a selfish thing. Being focused on you is the best thing you could do for those three people, or they might be more than one. Well, not here, or maybe I don't know. It's your choice. But here they might be more than one person, and you should be your first priority. So 50%, as I always say, go to you. Okay, your desires, how you feel, what you want. Then you divide this other 50%, okay? Then you divide this to those three categories. And who should get more? Okay, for those two, it really depends where they are, if they're in the same country, if they're in the same city, are they online situation? Of course, your recently met friend, if they're in the same city, you will spend more time with them. So it is normal, they are in the same city, but you should never forget your close friend, family, like call them or text them, how are you, how you've been feeling. I've been doing this with my closest friend ever, and we've been calling each other, texting each other, no matter where I was in the world or where she was. And the recently met friends that I met around and outside, right now that I'm in my home country, I text them or I call them because I want to have the balance. But of course, I won't see my friend more. So I will kind of put them in the same category for this representation over here. I would just call them friends, right? Because they are very important. And honestly, if this is your circle of attention that you have to give to people, this should be you, 50%, no negotiable. Then depends, I think it depends the time that you've spent. As we know, we spend with this person 12 years, 15 years, 15 years. With this person 1 year to 6 months, but we still communicate, so it's getting even more, right? And you have very deep connections and you vibe. Then this person comes, if it's a girl or a boy, it doesn't matter. And the first 1 to 5 months, I mean, even 6 months, they should take 5%, 5 to 10% of your attention. Why? Because everything is fake in the beginning. Believe it or not, you were like on cocaine. It activates even the same part of your brain as cocaine does. Because everyone will present themselves as they are the perfect person for you. Which this is a very big red flag, just saying what the other person wants to hear, not really having your own opinion and not showing your real personality to see if you match. So, as I say, the first 6 months is like, okay, show me all of your best, and then normally people start to show their worst during the after the 6 months. First 6 months, some handle it, some don't, depends. But for the first year, it's really exploring the person. So, of course, the first to 6 months, this person would take just 5 to 10%. Please understand this as much, like as soon as possible. It's for your good. I'm not saying it just to to break your dreams, and don't make plans. I'm telling you, don't make plans before that. That's a compatibility exam, something like that. So your friends, of course, you've seen them. You've seen the real them because you don't and they've seen the real you because you don't really care. At least I don't really care. If they want to be my friends, they should accept me as I am, and it should be equal for this person too. I mean, I know that sometimes I could be really direct. If I don't like something, I don't like it. Point, period. I don't like it. No. And I say it. And they know I could be really direct. If I don't like something, I would just make it as a joke, someone. And that might be perceived as rude. And I have to say that sometimes in dating, of course, I'm not gonna be rude in the first few dates. Come on. I'm not gonna say something like that. And that is bad because you don't show your real you. And I know a lot of girls do it just to impress the boy, but it doesn't need to be, you don't need to be impressive. You need to be you to see if you're compatible or not. And if you're not, this thing goes back to the friends. Like this part goes back to the friends. This is erased, but you still have your connections. Right? Okay, we don't erase them for him right now. So, as I said, first few months, 5 to 10%. You don't know that person. He just entered. Okay, you want to know them, but don't spend that much time with them. Thinking about them or figuring them out or things like that. Let's say you've been with this person for 2 years, 1 to 2 years. Well, things get to change over here right now. Because for 1 to 2 years, you kind of know that person already. You've explored things together. You probably been to arguing and changes in your life. So it's normal day to get a little bit more. I don't mean the half, but a little. Yeah, maybe they could go to the half because 1 to 2 years is getting kind of a serious one. But 1 to 2 years, yeah, it's getting kind of serious. So they might get even a little bit more of attention because they're getting close to your friends here. 1 year to 6 months that you've known them. So they're getting a little bit more than this, less than this, I might say. Yeah, you still text them, find time for them, but they're getting a little bit higher in your attention, right? And then when we go to 10 years plus, or 5 years to 10 years, things get to really change here, like this. I mean, 5 years, and this is when your boyfriend actually gets that much of your attention, but not in the first 6 months, please. I don't know how to explain this to girls and to boys. Your girlfriend or boyfriend can't take more than this. if they haven't been 5 years or 10 years with you, that kind of goes beyond this one, right? Kind of gets closer, you know, their flaws, you know, things that they do that you don't like, you know, the same amount of knowledge that you know for those people in those categories. But you should always still find time for your friends. So the maximum they could get, your boyfriend to get, or your girlfriend, or at this point your wife or your husband, is like if we say this is 50 and you've been like 5 to 10 years with them, well, it's normal they to take like 4% now and your friends to get 20%. They could pass them at that stage, but don't do it in the beginning. Because, first of all, you neglect your friends. Your friends will start seeing you as someone that, oh, she's with her boyfriend, she can't help me, I can't rely on her right now. They will stop inviting you on like gatherings and stuff. They will try to find life for themselves. They'll say, oh, I don't remember really what happened. And you know what? You will go to the category of a friend they knew back then, but now she's with a boyfriend and they haven't seen her for 6 months or something. So everything should be balanced depending on the time you spend, the time you've been with a person, and everything should go slowly. I mean, you don't have to put pressure on yourself like, oh, I didn't spend time with them because I spent the weekend with him. Okay, the weekend, okay. But next weekend, spend the weekend with them. Not that difficult. Just try to find the balance. Okay, this week I see that I spend more time with my boyfriend, but today I will call my friends, text them, go out, do something together. And then if you see that you spend a lot of time with them, take time for yourself. Remember, you're 50% of your attention circle, so you are the most important in the whole picture. You are your best friend, and you matter more than your friend from childhood, your best friend that you recently met, and even your boyfriend, because you will be you with you for the rest of your life. You will be the only solution, only problem that you will have. So better to develop yourself, better to explore yourself, and yeah, and nobody from that category should stop it. If somebody stops it, cut the line. Just cut it. Doesn't matter. 1 year, 5 years, 10 years. Cut the line. Okay? I hope you learned something meaningful from this video. Those of you that probably ask themselves, why didn't we talk about family too? Is because the video is only about friends and boyfriends or girlfriends. And of course, your family depends on the family and how your relationship with your family is, because the relationship that you have is very important with the people around you for your well-being. But it is more important, of course, from the friends and from, especially from your relationship if it's in the beginning of the starting. But it could be past if the relationship's been more than 5 years. Now you live with this person, you have kids or something else. It could be a little bit past, but it still is your family and you should be there from that for them. Of course, depending on the family. And then that's it. If you liked and if you would like more meaningful videos, if you like the video, you could leave a like. You could subscribe to the channel. We will talk about psychology very soon. I'm preparing some videos right now. And yeah, that's it. Hope you liked it. Hope you enjoyed it. And bye.